To backup the whole server, we'll use Borg with Borgmatic wrapper. Borg package is installed on both the source, the server you wish to backup, and the destination, the server you are backing up to. In our case, we don't have a dedicated backup server, we have a VPS with attached volume. That means that we only need to install Borg on the VPS. You need Borgmatic package only on the source side, which in this case is also VPS. Then we'll configure Borgmatic with the help of the config.yaml file and we'll tell it that the destination is on MNT storage. Let's see how all that works. You already know the drill. We first need directories for this role, in this case tasks and files, and we'll start with main.yml in tasks directory. Using the pacman module, we'll install Borg and Borgmatic packages, while this third one will allow us to mount individual backups to a local file system, but more on that later. I'm then making sure that etc Borgmatic directory exists, and I'm copying the config.yaml file to that directory. Then I'm copying some scripts which will run in different phases of the backup, the .env file, and as usual I'm adding an entry to the root's cron tab. Save the file and open config.yaml inside files subdirectory. You can get reference for this file on the Borgmatic website under configuration reference. You first set all the directories you want to backup, and then you set a repository or a destination. This is a location where Borg will store the backups. Remember that if you have a storage server, not just an additional disk like we have here, you have to install Borg on that server too. I'm skipping all these up to exclude patterns, and I listed varlib docker in here because I don't need to backup Docker images and file systems of the running containers, since I can easily recreate those. Then I'll scroll down all the way to these keep lines. Here you tell Borgmatic for how long you wish to keep your backups. I'll keep 3 daily ones, 1 weekly, and 1 monthly backup. If you have a lot of storage space, you can increase this. And then I'll scroll down to this section here, where you can instruct Borgmatic to run certain actions at certain times. You can configure almost anything you want here, but I'll run scripts before the backup, after the backup, and on error. Save the file. And if I check for all the lines that are not empty or commented out, you will see that it is not that complicated, but it can be if you want it to. Now open before.sh in files directory. This will just insert date, the host you are backing up, and the starting time of the backup into the backups database. Save the file and open after.sh. This one will update that row which before.sh created by adding the time when backup ended and the status. Save the file and open error.sh. This one is the same as after.sh but with a different status. Save the file and open .env. I'm setting the name I want to appear in the backups database. dbhost is localhost because this script will run directly on the VPS where MariaDB is, and I'm setting the password for backup script user. Save the file, open setup.yml, comment out previous roles, add a role named Borg, save the file and run Ansible playbook. Ansible has finished, and on VPS I will see a new entry in the root's cron tab. Both Borg and Borgmatic are installed, and etc Borgmatic has all the necessary files. I'll copy this path up to the server name, then I'll go back to the VPS, and create this directory. You can check the documentation if you want to have encrypted backups, but I'll initialize the repository with the following command. Borgmatic rcreate -- encryption equals none. This message is fine. If we list the contents of this directory, we will see that Borgmatic did its thing. We can now test our setup with the following command. Borgmatic -- verbosity 1. Note that when you run Borgmatic without any subcommand, such as create or check, Borgmatic will run through a series of actions. It will prune or delete backups that don't match retention policy. It will compact segments to free up space. It will then create the backup, and finally it will check for any errors. Borgmatic has finished, and if I run Borgmatic rlist, I will see this one archive that was just created. Let's put it to the test. I'll remove the chmod command, and because whole user directory is listed in source directories, I can get it back. A single command to do that goes something like this. Borgmatic extract -- archive latest -- path user bin chmod. Note the absence of leading slash in path. Borgmatic will restore full path to the file in the current directory. That is, if you don't specify the destination flag. We need to move this user bin chmod to leading slash user bin chmod. Let me show you another way. I will remove the user bin chmod again. Then I will create a directory mnt borg, and then I'll mount the archive with Borgmatic mount -- archive latest -- mount point mnt borg. And because I don't want to mount the whole file system, I can specify path user bin. mnt borg user bin contains everything that real user bin contained when this backup was created. I can now copy mnt borg user bin chmod back to leading slash user bin chmod, and chmod is available again. Don't forget to unmount the mnt borg directory. There's a lot of other stuff you can do with Borgmatic, such as backup your databases. You can maybe replace the script we've created for that task, so make sure to read their documentation, but I'll stop here.